I'm George Lewis in Los Angeles. Apple Incorporated announced tonight that company co-founder and former chief executive Steve Jobs has died at the age of 56. Here's a look back at his career. He was the father of the iPhone, the iPod, and the Apple Mac computer, turning electronic gadgets into objects of desire.
I think if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful.
As he was fond of saying, wait, there's more.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
And people did wait in long lines for the first iPhones in 2007. And then 3 years later, they lined up for the iPad, changing the way people consume media.
Design plus function equals the right lifestyle, and that's what he filled.
In 1976, Jobs co-founded Apple Computer and within a few years was worth $100 million. In 1984, he was showing off his new pride and joy, the Macintosh.
And it has turned out insanely great.
As critics hailed the Mac, Jobs was on the losing end of a power struggle at his company and left Apple a year later. He went into computer animation, acquiring Pixar Studios and striking pay dirt with a string of hit movies, starting with Toy Story.
To infinity and beyond!
Jobs came back to Apple in 1996 and began reinventing the Mac, dressing it up in a variety of colors.
They looked so good you kind of want to lick them.
Concerns about the health of Steve Jobs began in 2004 when he underwent surgery for pancreatic cancer. A year later, he spoke about that during a commencement speech at Stanford University.
This was the closest I've been to facing death, and I hope it's the closest I get for a few more decades.
An intensely private man with a quick temper, Jobs kept reporters at bay, saying his health was nobody's business.
Guys, we're done.
But Jobs was losing weight, something revealed in these photos taken in 2007 and 2008. In April 2009, he underwent a liver transplant. 5 months later, back on the job at Apple, he expressed his gratitude.
I now have the liver of a mid-20s person who died in a car crash and was generous enough to donate their organs. And I wouldn't be here without such generosity.
On August 24th of this year, he stepped down as Apple's CEO. Back in 2005, he offered this bit of advice to the Stanford University grads.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice.
Steve Jobs, a man whose own inner voice led him to create some of the most visionary products of the Internet era. Jobs leaves behind a wife and 4 children. George Lewis, NBC News, Los Angeles.